Psalm 89 continues with verses 25 through 27. God's covenant reiterates the land deed to Israel. Verse 25 of 89 reads, I shall also set his hand on the sea and his right hand on the rivers. You may recall God's covenant with Abraham in Genesis 15:18. On that day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, I give this land to your offspring from the brook of Egypt to the Euphrates River. The psalmist reiterates it here. He shall by God's power embrace all lands from the Mediterranean Sea on the one hand to the Euphrates River on the other. His dominion shall extend from the sea to the rivers. These were the promised boundaries of the land to Abraham. David secured a conquest over all these territories and united all under his scepter. Did you notice the extent of the land deed that God had given to Israel? 89 verse 26 reads, He will cry to me, You are my Father, my God, and the rock of my salvation. The literalist sees verses 25 through 29 as applying only to the here and now, as the psalmist prays, recognizing God as his only hope and firm foundation, expressing his allegiance to the will of the Father. However, when reading Psalm 89, verses 26 through 29 in a group, a prophetic image becomes apparent. It reads, He will cry to me, You are my Father, my God, and the rock of my salvation. I also shall make him my firstborn, the highest of the kings of the earth. My loving kindness I will keep for him forever, and my covenant shall be confirmed to him. So I will establish his descendants forever, and his throne as in the days of heaven. It was to his Father that Christ turned for strength in Gethsemane, when in distressing anguish he prayed in filial submission, Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. Prayer is also the common language of God's adopted children. God had one son born without a sin nature inherited from Adam. Adam and Eve were created with God's Spirit indwelling them. And Christ is the only one able to expiate the sins of mankind. But God never had a son or an adopted child who lived without prayer. Verse 27 of 89 reads, I also shall make him my firstborn, the highest of the kings of all the earth. Jesus Christ, even in the state of his humiliation, was Almighty God, the creator and preserver of the world. Hebrews 1, verses 2 through 4. God has appointed him heir of all things and made the universe through him. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact expression of his nature, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After making purification for sin, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty on high. So he became higher in rank than the angels, just as the name he inherited is superior to theirs.